Dr. Mark Sanna, founder of Breakthrough Coaching, really happy to have a chance to meet with you. And I actually have never heard your story, and I would love to hear the story of how you made the transition from being a practicing chiropractor in a family of chiropractors to making the decision to want to help other chiropractors. How did all that happen? Give us the dope.
Well, Ridgely, I'm one of the few people in life who can honestly say that I'm living my dream.
Nice.
I knew from a very early age, about the age of 3, that I was going to be a chiropractor.
Wow.
And
because of your dad?
Because of my dad. And one of the great things about being a chiropractic kid is Dad would take us along to all of the chiropractic seminars.
Ah.
And from a very, very early age, I was exposed to some of the greatest chiropractors I think that have ever lived. I can remember 5 years old at the Jim Parker Homecoming Seminar, Dallas, Texas. I got my first pair of cowboy boots. And Dr. Parker took me up on the audience in front of the stage and had a room full of thousands of chiropractors, brought me up on the stage, and he had a great big Texas drawl. And he held me up by my little hands and he said, "This boy's going to be a chiropractor."
That's great.
I remember thinking clearly at the age of 5 years old that, boy, I'm not so sure what a chiropractor is, but I want to be you. And that really began the quest. And I became what I call a chiropractic seminar junkie. What I mean by that is I was always the guy in the front row, taking the notes, asking the questions, very, very engaged. You know, there have been so many great management consultants across the years, and I've been a client of most of them. And all of the time, not only thinking about how could I improve my own practice, but what would I do when I was the coach?
Right.
And
wow. So you knew.
I had a very clear career path, and it's kind of a long path because first you've got to get into chiropractic college, then you've got to get out of chiropractic college, pass your boards, pass your state licenses, and then get in practice. And then get out of practice.
And you enjoyed your practice too?
Love my patients, my practice. It was one of the greatest joys of my life to practice chiropractic, and one of the greatest joys in my life to be able to teach other chiropractors how they could have that kind of joy in their own practice.
Well, tell us a little bit now then about what is the state of the chiropractic practice today, the mindset of the chiropractor today, and maybe even a little bit about some of the challenges that chiropractors face.
Well, the joy I mentioned, the fun that I mentioned in practice, that air has left the balloon. And there is a sense of fear. There is a sense of a lack of certainty of what comes next. What do I do to simply maintain what I have? Forget about gain and the type of thinking that is an expansive thinking. We're in a bunker mentality in the profession right now. By and large, there are exceptions. There are those shining stars who rise above, and as you know, in any industry, there are those folks who don't accept the status quo, and they know that there's a better way. They go out there, surround themselves with people who have a like mindset, who have the ability to coach them and teach them to make sure that they stay ahead of the curve.
Sure.
And that keeping up with that pace of change has become more important now than ever before. It's not a paranoia that the chiropractor has in practice right now. It's a reality. You literally don't know when you're going to have a knock on the door and there's going to be an agent there with a blue blazer and FBI written across the front, and they say, "Step away from the computers. we're going to do an audit of your charts, and they segregate your staff into separate rooms, and you're wondering, where's my compliance manual? Did I update it this last year? Is my documentation really where it should be? Am I using the right codes, or where did I get the information about the codes? All of those pressures, not to mention the economic pressure right now. It costs so much more now, to obtain a chiropractic education. Rosa, you've got chiropractic students coming out now with $200,000+ in student debt, and this is before they've ever opened their first day in practice. So there's an economic pressure to succeed that, unfortunately, it's causing some chiropractors to make some really unusual choices, some unwise choices, sometimes some desperate choices. And I can tell you that you can focus on your patients, have a wonderful practice, the type of a practice you would be proud to have your own child follow you and follow your footsteps the way my dad was. I remember the day I told him I'm going to be a chiropractor. It was the proudest day, I think.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And chiropractors deserve that today. They need to have pride. They do such a tremendous service to their patients. Their patients love them. They just can't get enough of them. And that's where you help, I know.
Well, so let's talk a little bit more about how critical it is to get coaching, because staying on top of everything that you just mentioned, that's on top of doing your job as a chiropractor. That's on top of taking care of the patients, is all of that paperwork and the stuff and I mean, so how does what you've put together, how does breakthrough coaching help people to stay on top of that, to be able to get back to what they love to do, which is taking care of patients?
Originally, first of all, it's essential that the chiropractor focuses on what the chiropractor needs to and loves to do the best, and that's care for patients. That's a full-time job. To learn how to deliver a masterful chiropractic adjustment, learn to stay up with the latest advances, keep your technique sharp, is a full-time job. And focus on the needs of the patient. And right now, the demands that the patients are placing upon chiropractors are greater than ever before. They come to us for advice on everything. How to eat right, how to exercise right. They're looking to make healthier choices. And so chiropractors have to really focus on delivering that great information. In the meantime, and you know that this is key, because this is a business. And you are, as a chiropractor, it's a very unusual profession. Not only are you the product, but you're the producer as well. And so I'd like that chiropractor to focus on delivering the great adjustment, connecting with their patients one-on-one. As you know, Wayne Dyer says, we're not human beings having an occasional spiritual experience, but that we are spiritual beings, and this is our human experience. Connecting on that level with your patients, that's a full mindset. As an entrepreneur, in my own business in breakthrough coaching, I'm sure in your business as well, you know that a successful business is one that is based on systems. You can't bake the cake from scratch every time. So you need systems in your practice so that that practice runs predictably, smoothly, every single day, at a world-class level, so you can focus on your patients. That's what we've done with breakthrough coaching. The benefit of having chiropractic practices across the country, and it's amazing. We coach practices in Alaska, Nova Scotia, southern Baja California, all the way in Florida, and everywhere in between. You begin to develop a set of best practices. You know what works best. Breakthrough Coaching is not a one-man show. It's not Mark Sanna coaching for a reason. We operate on the mastermind principle. That's from Napoleon Hill. And we know that there's not one of us that's as smart as all of us. And so our team of Breakthrough Coaches are all former Breakthrough Coaching members. By the way, I was a Breakthrough Coaching member before I bought the company, kind of like the razor blade guy. That's my story. All of our coaches have come up through the program, graduated to the multi-million-dollar level, have a passion for coaching, because understand, once you get a guy who has that level in success, he's not working for a paycheck. Our coaches work for the love of it, for the joy of it. And they know our clients in a way that maybe a partner would, a spouse would. It's a place where they can share things that maybe they wouldn't share with a colleague or friend. That ability to have a coach who not only is there to listen when things are not going so right, but also hold you accountable. The accountability factor is tremendous.
Huge.
I know in my own life, I have coaches that I work with.
Me too.
And I say, if I'm going to get something done, I'm more concerned about not being embarrassed in front of the coach that I didn't do my homework in time than I am for getting it myself. It does propel you in life. Success is not a secret. Success is a formula. That formula is one that means that you've got to have a good high work ethic, but it's also one who you know that you don't need to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. And that's what I say to chiropractors. Focus on what it is you do best, what you love to do, and just the way you wouldn't do your own taxes, you wouldn't consult in front of a jury without having a lawyer with you. Anything at that level, why would it be less your chiropractic practice?
Of course.
If you just spent $200,000 to get your license, why wouldn't you have a coach to teach you what to do with that license to make it successful and make it profitable? Success, it's a journey. It can be a long one, lots of bumps, lots of diversions, lots of expense. They say college is expensive. Hey, life can be expensive. Having a coach actually helps compress the time that it takes to be successful, and it makes it much more efficient to be successful as well.
I'm sure that, believe me, I mean, I'm sitting there saying, yeah. I'm just going cheering, about to go jumping up and down.
You're an entrepreneur, you know.
That's exactly right. I mean, it absolutely pays such huge dividends to have a coach. So for those people who are watching this video and have a chance to go, yeah, that's exactly right, I get it, or at least I get it enough to want to know more, how do they find you?
I say the most important thing is to take action. And we want to make it real easy for docs to take action, and they can simply click the link on the screen or call us. The phone number is on the screen as well. And I can promise them that they will speak to a world-class coach in complete confidence, that they know that they're going to walk away from that conversation. Half an hour's time is all that coach needs. They're going to have tremendous value from having that conversation, that they're going to know what they need to do next. Great takeaway from just that conversation. And that coach will help them lay out a plan. And then if they decide to become a Breakthrough Coaching member, that coach will be there with them every single step of the way.
It sounds like, not to be funny, but that is an absolute no-lose proposition.
There's no way to lose except for not giving us a call.
Thanks so much, Dr. Mark Sanna, founder of Breakthrough Coaching.
Thank you, Ridgely.